Everyone, it is now 10:10 a.m. and we are here at the Rota Mayor's Conference Hall in Tatatsu, Rota, and I now call this first day, third regular session to order. At this time, if I can ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silence. With that, I would like to recognize our clerk to take roll.
Chairman Mangonia Donald,
Present.
Senator Mangonia Paul, Senator Mendiola,
Here.
Representative Ogo.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, all four members are present.
Thank you, clerk. With all four members being present, we have the necessary quorum to proceed with today's session. And then we now move on to the next item on the agenda, public comment. Floor is now open. I ask that you state your name for the record and the agenda item you wish to comment on.
Test. Good morning, Honorable Chairman and members of this body. My name is Aubrey Hawcook, Mayor of Rota. Test. And I am here before you to speak in support of the House Local Bill 23-31 and the Rota Legislative Delegation Resolution 23-02. HLB 23-31 will provide support to our Rota medical assistance allowance for our patients, as well as funding to one of our departments who have numerous projects here to support their respective service to our island, as well as provide funding to our legislative delegation who do provide support not only to my office, our departments, to our schools, nonprofits, etc. And I fully support that endeavor, as well as the RLD Resolution 23-02, which will provide the necessary funding to close out a project here, which is the fencing at the mayor's office, as well as additional funds to cover and support the construction of the restrooms at the West Harbor Marina. This facility is very popular for many of our recreation activities, and I think having a restroom there will provide the necessary service and provide needed support for these respective programs. And with that, I just wanted to share my support for those items.
Thank you, Mayor Hochul.
Good morning, Chairman and members of this body. For the record, my name is Jim Atulik. I'm the Chairman for the 19 Rota Municipal Council. I'm here today because I'm in support with the Rota Local Delegation, or RLD 23-02. I'm in support on this bill because it's going to improve our people in their needs, what we need right now, because we're all suffering. And I asked the delegation, just to generalize it, because I don't want to talk already, the mayor mentioned already earlier, but I want to generalize that. Let's ask the delegation and all the leaders to let's continue to working together to make our island shine. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you, Chairman Atulik. Floor is still open. With no one else, we now close the public comment portion of the agenda, and we now move on to the adoption of the journal, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I'd like to offer a motion to adopt Rota Legislative Delegation Journal number 2306, first day, second regular session dated 11/2023. So move.
All right, motion was made and seconded. Any discussion?
Ready?
All in favor of adopting ROD Journal 2306, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. ROD Journal 2306 is hereby adopted. We now move on to the next item, introduction of local resolutions. We just have one, formally introducing ROD Resolution 2302 to amend ROD Resolution 1911 to reprogram the 150,000 allocated for mobile slaughterhouse to fund the consolidated projects under DPW 22-ITB number 422000095, introduced by myself. And at this time, I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I'd like to place resolution number, or Rota Legislative Delegation Resolution number 2302 on today's calendar bill to amend our Rota Legislative Delegation Resolution 19-11 to reprogram the 150,000 allocated for mobile slaughterhouse to find the consolidated project under DPW 22-ITB number 422000095. So move.
Second.
All right, a motion was made and seconded. Recognize the clerk.
Senator Mangonia Paul.
Yes.
Senator Mendiola.
Yes.
Representative Ogle.
Yes.
Chairman, Mr.
Ye-
Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, all four members voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. The ROD Resolution 2302 is now placed on today's resolution calendar. Our next item is messages from the governor, and I recognize the clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have three messages from the governor. Governor's communication number 2306, 2307, and 2308.
Thank you, clerk. Discussion on item E, members? If none, we move on to item F, messages from the mayor. There's none. Item G, messages from Rota Municipal Council. We have none. H, reports and communications from heads of departments and agencies. We have none. Item I, House Communications. Recognize the clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have four House communications numbers 2319 to 2322.
Thank you, clerk. At this time, I recognize our floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I'd like to place also on calendar bill House Communication 2321, transmitting from Delegation Action, House Legislative Bill number 2331 to reappropriate $35,000 allotted under Rota Local Law 2103. So move.
There was a motion made and seconded. At this time, I recognize the clerk.
Senator Mangonia Paul. Yes. Senator Mendiola.
Yes.
Representative Ogle.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, all four members voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all four members voting yes, House Local Bill 2331 is hereby placed on today's bill calendar. We now move down to Senate Communications. Recognize the clerk.
Mr. Chairman, we have five Senate communications numbers 2319 to 2323.
Any discussion from the members? All right, we'll move on to item K, delegation matters. There's none. Item L, miscellaneous communications. There's none. M, reports of committees. We have none. Item N, unfinished business. We have none. We now move down to item O, which is a resolution calendar, and I recognize the floor leader. To adopt.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to offer a motion to adopt Rota Legislative Delegation Resolution number 2302 to amend our RLD Resolution 19-11 to reprogram 150,000 allocated for mobile slaughterhouse to find the consolidated project, to fund the consolidated project under DPW 22-ITB number 4220095, introduced by yourself, Senator Donald. So moved.
All right, there was a motion made for the adoption of ROD Resolution 2302, and that has been seconded. Discussion on the motion. Recognize Senator Mendiola.
That is the same.
Thank you. I just wanted to add to the resolution, while I know that the title mentions the initial plan to have this mobile slaughterhouse, but if the viewing public does not have access to this legislation, just a little history on this resolution back in the 19th legislature. The initial plan was to purchase a mobile slaughterhouse. However, because these monies were from, I believe, the earned bond interest, which can only be used for capital improvement projects, this resolution was denied as it did not meet the CIP guidelines. Therefore, that those monies were reprogrammed to fund several projects here in the municipality. And so this resolution is just clarifying that these monies that are still going to fund these two activities, CETA just needed clarification on language. And so in order to close out this project, as the mayor had mentioned, and to fully fund the two activities, there was just some minor amendments that we needed to make to address that. And so by adopting this resolution, we can finish out these projects and close it out and ensure that our vendors are paid, and we can proceed with the second part of the project. And so I hope that those viewing right now have a better understanding of the history, and that if they have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any of your municipal leaders to answer any of your questions. Thank you. Any other comments from the members? All right, if there's none, I recognize the clerk.
Senator Mangonia Paul? Yes. Senator Mendiola?
Yes.
Representative Ogle?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, all four members voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all four members voting yes, ROD Resolution 2302 is hereby adopted. Since that's the only one, we now move down to bill calendar, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This time I'd like to offer for passage House Communication number 2321 for delegation action, which is introduced by Rep. Julie, House Local Bill number 2331 to reappropriate $35,000 allotted under Rota Local Law 2303. So move.
Can I get a second? All right, a motion was made and seconded for the passage of House Local Bill 23-31. Discussion on the bill? Recognize Rep. Julie.
Thank you, Chairman. So this bill, the appropriation is going to be designated to the long-standing medical referral subsistence that our patients are in desperate need of for medications and for other medical fees. And also will be a portion of that appropriation will be directed to the DLNR for their fuel and whatever costs that they need for the operations. And then 12,000 will be allotted over to the Rota delegation to continue their community projects and on operation costs as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Rep. Ogle. Any other members? And just to add on, I know in addition to this, what Rep. Ogle had mentioned, the monies that we normally appropriate to the delegation, and just like what the mayor has mentioned, we often try to help support the municipality needs in terms of fuel. At times, these monies are also used for stuff like what we've been trying to help the community with, like the passport coming down to Rota. So all these things, we try to help support the operations of the Commonwealth, as particularly the municipality, in trying to address the lack of services here, while also trying to address the larger problem, and that we need additional services here on the island of Rota. So just wanted to clarify how we use some of these monies, and that any future activities from the municipality, we also try to address. Thank you. Any other members? If there's none, can I get the clerk to take roll?
Senator Manganio Paul? Senator Mandela?
Yes.
Representative Ogle?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, all four members voted yes.
Thank you, clerk. With all four members voting yes, House Local Bill 2331 is hereby passes. That takes care of our bill calendar. We now move on to miscellaneous business. Any other members? I just wanted to share, as part of our, under miscellaneous business, the delegation continues to work with the municipal leaders, the mayor, the chairman, as well as the cabinet members, to address some of the issues that our municipalities are currently dealing with. The mayor has been actively reaching out to the delegation to get our assistance in regards to any projects that are not moving anywhere, or just needs the support by the delegation to help push some of these projects forward. We just met with the mayor this morning prior to this delegation to just get an update on some of the concerns brought up by the community, and that there are several plans to address them. Again, all the members are aware of what the challenges are, and so if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to any one of us. Several items were discussed in terms of, shipping and air travel and our roads. And so these are things that when we head back to Saipan, we will continue to follow up on our end, as well as communicate that with the mayor. And so we appreciate the mayor and the chairman for continuing to keep us abreast of what's going on down here, so that we can do our best in trying to address it with our partners up in Saipan. And so with that, I open the floor to any members, and I recognize the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd just like to echo the same sentiment pretty much for the mayor, and I'd like to stress that we really appreciate the transparency and just giving us all the feedback as far as all the projects and where you stand on a lot of them. I just like to commend your hard work, your team, and all your cabinet members for pushing a lot of these projects. So I just like to echo the chairman's sentiment as well. And I just want to assure the community that the delegation and the municipal leaders are in the same tune in terms of addressing a lot of these issues. So again, I just like to stress the same sentiment. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Mandela. I recognize Senator Paul.
Also, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the mayor and the municipal council chairman and members for our municipal leadership meeting today. And I know that, over the last year, we tried to meet as often as we can, and we appreciate the mayor always reaching out to the delegation when she goes over to Saipan. We all know, no need to say a lot, that our people are really suffering, trying very hard to make ends meet, and payday to payday, as Chairman Atalik mentioned. And the challenge that we have is really, there's just so many things going on Saipan. CIP, Department of Finance, Public Works, DEQ, everywhere, name it, CPA. They have a lot of work, they have a lot of stuff on their plate, and I continue to encourage our directors and our leaders here to constantly follow up, because that's the challenge that we have. And we all know that, for example, with funding, CIP funding especially, to improve our infrastructure, that if we don't constantly follow up, the projects will be left behind. And so we have to continue moving our road projects, or, I'm happy to say again that, for example, our airport facility, now Governor Palacios have committed to making sure there's $7 million to do it. And as I mentioned this morning, we just have to constantly make phone calls, follow up, meet with CPA and the people that are going to make sure that the project move forward. So with the airline, we know that the only airline, Star Marianas, have issues with CPA. We just have to force them to sit down and address their differences in order for us to come to the point where we see reliable and reasonable fares between the islands. And so I've asked our legal counsel, as I mentioned this morning, to start working with the committee and to sit down with CPA and Star Marianas so that we can get them to agree on something, so that we really need to focus on the inter-island flights to make sure that the CPA rates are reasonable, and that we can then work on our MVA promotion, tourism promotion on the island. The mayor's doing a tremendous job cleaning up the island and getting us ready for that time. So, there's just so many issues that we have to work on, and finally, I think we're making movement. Endgame muna wawag ko mas hope para itanota como siga manalit siga no ta diskuti i problemata siya za ta ajuda ito para isti ibandan medical referral no kita diskuti sti gegan no guasia problema gi medical referral sa latsa di man go to siya gi requirement bago bigay niya sta na easy man qualify over the years at man qualify pues guasia ung tauta po fanano pagwam di siya manafan mode gi bani medical referral di siya sta mamanoy kwat gi hotel no tegini siya. So we need to sit down and CACC ste mano na di siya nagupya patafan mahungang na italamon pago na hotel ta and van the transportation debi at least gua ajudo gano the encourage delegation na siga no manali the CACC that ajuda gano na manera inter-island talo asangan ni Mayor na no esta pago si long-term patient obligasyon i municipalidad. So ini talo na challenge no simply tapafana muna pues taza o encourage sa members na no ta Francesu no dumiskuti that taspia manera na patanafan laliban ni tautauta esti bandan bantalan si Mr. Albert Taitano mentioned gegan planunya bonito din na plano lo down the road go atan para mas libano loki manotauta ta reevaluate paguzin na serbisyo stevedoring services sita ta atan sa no bulabat ko malago manolom mogi kada simona sinya talo wa no dos tres na bat ko manolom kada simona lo magay na taigi economy of scale esta gi ekonomiya gini gi za luta za debidi ta fanali dari CPA ta diskuti talo na issue patanafan mas menos gasto ni batko dan serbisyo na gimamatikat gata gini na para ta masya public works or mayor staff uban ma training siya ta ajuda tana mas manlibanu I totota. No bulay jota challenge lo I think na no como man masusit jota continua este na siyensya inasuko na no sinya tana sadik mas dan libanu I jota no challenges yana si just mosi no Mr. Chairman and members.
Thank you, Senator Paul. Any other members? Recognize Rep. Owo.
Thank you, Chairman, and I would also like to share the same sentiment with the rest of the members of the delegation. And I can say that I'm very proud of our mayor and their RDs and staff, for keeping the fort down despite the challenges that we're facing every day. There's always something new every day, and we're always set back every time we step forward. 2 steps forward, we step 1 step back again. And, we are aware of our challenges here on our island. And we ask our people, to be patient with us. We are in communication with the Rota leaderships, not just the mayor, but the delegation and all our counterparts in Saipan. And I commend the mayor to continue, this leadership meetings to update us. We are aware of the challenges, but to update us of the progress. And this morning, we sat down for a couple hours, and she shared all the details. We took our notes. We're going to go back to Saipan and share this, and seek assistance, continued assistance with our counterparts in Saipan, and also, of course, with the administration, Governor Arnold Palacios and David Apatang's administration. And again, thank you, everyone, and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep. Owo. Again, for the second round, Senator Paul.
Thank you, Chairman. I did not mention about a couple things that I just want to take this opportunity under miscellaneous. One of which is the Rota Resort facility up here. I just want to update our community that they probably read it in the papers, but right now the former owner, Mr. Cho, is appealing the decision of DPL, the decision to, because they abandoned the facility to terminate the lease agreement. And so I've called DPL and they're working with their legal counsel to respond to that. But it is my hope that in a few months, that could be put out to a bidding so that then we can get the best proposal for a developer who wish to be our partner so that we can open up the facility. And we know that that will go a long way once it's open in our promotion, tourism promotion here in our island. So we're going to continue to follow up with DPL because it is not fair that the last owner continued to appeal, and then who's funding all the expenses during this litigation period. DPL or government continue to I guess secure the facility and could try to do very minimal maintenance. Yet the former owner does not have one employee, does not have spend a penny today, and if this thing continues to drag, it only hurts our people because we continue to have that facility grow tangan, the whole facility. I'm happy to say that that at least for the 18-hole golf course, there is no private land encroachment. So that's a good thing, even if some of those areas are private land. We know for sure that where the golf course is and where the hotel facility is, that's except for a small part, maybe on the road access to the hotel, everything there is on public land. So we do not foresee any delay on that. And we emphasize to DPL that we want the word to go out so that we have a very competitive bidding, and we get to decide on the best proposal for the island, and which we hope would include something along the line of better airline services. So whoever wants to do that, hopefully they can also offer a proposal to include better airline services to Rota. Quickly also, I think that we need to continue to call in Mr. Epi Cabrera. We need to talk about solar here on Rota, alternative energy. I think that there's been a lot of talks over the years about, oh, solar, Rota is the best island for solar to have a pilot program, but and we're hearing a lot of good things, but we need to call the people that are in charge, continue to do that, and pin them, put our fingers on a date so that we can move forward. Because I believe that that's the way to go to Rota, considering the harbor facility and the operation that it takes to continue to build it, to bring in diesel fuel to the island. So solar, I think, and I think Senator Dennis has ideas on windmills also. So green energy is the way to go here on Rota. So I think that we need to call in the proper authorities so that I think we don't need any more talking. We need action now. I think we can all agree on that. So I just want to say that those are two areas, the resort, the solar, and then working on the infrastructure and our tourism is the best way to move forward in trying to alleviate all the issues that our people are facing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other members for the second round? Recognize Senator Manilo.
So just real quick, I'd just like to touch up on the renewable energy that Senator Poe has mentioned. There's this company that's really interested in renewable energy, and the delegation, we wrote a letter on behalf of the delegation asking the company to pretty much come here and conduct a public hearing and deal with all the permitting agencies and all the stakeholders that are important as the delegation. None of the delegation member is against renewable energy, as Senator Poe just mentioned that. Just bring the product here and let's see how we can benefit our people. So I just wanted to echo that, and this letter will be a part of the delegation's official communication. I'm just waiting for the response, but thank you, Senator Poe, for mentioning that. I yield.
All right. Anything else? If none, we now move on to the next item on the agenda, announcements. I would like to just announce that this afternoon at 4 p.m. over at the courthouse, the Fiscal Affairs Committee of the Senate will be conducting a public hearing on 5 tax bills. And so we invite the public to come out and voice their concerns or support for these tax bills. And just to briefly go over them, we have a proposal to increase taxes on tobacco products. We have a proposal to increase the excise tax on betel nut and lime, 10% increase on private individuals purchasing cars from outside the CNMI. We have another one on the increase on soft drink and alcoholic beverages, and then a 3% increase in taxes on construction activities, excluding residential dwellings. And so we hope to hear from the general public. And again, we invite you this afternoon, 4 p.m. at the Rota Courthouse. Also, as I mentioned earlier, in regards to passport, the delegation is trying to get individuals down on February 22nd. So we ask that you, in order to speed up the process, that you prepare all documents prior to going to wherever they'll be set up at, just to speed it up. I know the last time we sent representatives down, there were over 90 people that sought their assistance, and so it was fairly smooth. And so we asked again that you get all documents prepared, download the application from the website and fill them out, and the representatives will have any question, will be able to answer any questions you may have. And so as soon as that's confirmed, we'll announce it and we'll share it with the public so you can make your arrangements. Anything else on announcements? Oh, additionally, tomorrow we have a confirmation hearing for Ms. Lillian Tenorio, who was confirmed to fill in one of the judgeship. Her hearing will be at 2 p.m. at the courthouse tomorrow afternoon. And so we invite the public to voice their concerns or support for Ms. Lillian Tenorio. Anything else on the announcements? If there's none, at this time, I recognize the floor leader for the proper motion.
Thank you, Chair. At this time, I offer a motion to adjourn.
All right, motion was made and seconded. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say nay. This session is hereby adjourned at 10:45 a.m.